Hi everybody, it's the middle of the winter and it's cold outside. But that's not going to stop me from making a salad, and I'm going to use seasonal ingredients that can enhance the taste as well as your health. So stick with me. As you might already know, citrus are in season. And I went to the grocery store and I was astonished to find out that even at not even an ethnic store, just a regular grocery store, they had 5, maybe 6 types of oranges. And I'm going to cut through some and show you the differences. They also had those beautiful, beautiful grapefruits. My kids are eating those like it's candy. Cut it in 2 and they just eat the whole thing. But today I will show you how to make them a little more easy to eat for those that are not used to just scooping them out. So I will show you how to segment them, and it makes a salad very elegant when you put it on top. So let's get started. First thing I like to do always is my quick trick. I start with a cup and a head of lettuce. I will rinse it and let it dry out like so. So I don't have to get my salad spinner. It's one less thing to wash after. So cut this part. You're left with this beautiful center. And it's not very dirty, but it is still important to give it a good rinse through, which I'm doing here. And I will put that on the side until we are ready to use it. So that's how it looks. And you see all the water is going down. And it will be nearly dry when I'm ready to chop it up. Speaking of which, we are going to start with those oranges I was talking about. I'm gonna also segment those to put on top as a topper. So this one is a navel. That's the fun part. You never really know which one you're getting if you put them in the same bowl. So the trick here is to cut the skin, but you don't want to go too deep because you will lose too much of the fruit. But it takes a few tries. You still want to get all the white part because it can be bitter. And here you have it. You could slice it, you could dice it, and you could segment it. Let me get a bowl before so I can catch all this good juice. Here we go. So as you can see, the white line right here, and there's another one right here. So that's where I'm gonna slice. Always watch for your hand, don't go too hard, and then you're gonna turn and find the other line, and you will be left with the fruit, but not the chewy part that sometimes kids are a little fussy about. So that's a good way to put them in the salad and have nobody complain about the stringy part, because this is not the part that's the tastiest. It is nutritious, but sometimes you just don't want it in there. So I'm gonna keep chopping that like so. I think you get the point. I hope you can see what I'm doing here. And I'm going to tell you that the vitamin C in oranges is very good for the skin. It protects your collagen. Your cells love it too. So vitamin C is very good to protect you against all the toxins in the environment. And so, here we go. So that's orange number 1. Now let me look for another one. See here, they are smaller ones, bigger ones. And I think I'm gonna go for this one, if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, that's the same. Let me try another one still. Okay, I'm looking for the red raspberry one. Yes. So, as you can see, it's more reddish, almost the color of a pomegranate or a raspberry. Sometimes they call them blood oranges, but I've noticed they changed it for raspberry. I guess raspberries were more popular than the blood. Here I'm going to the same process of removing the skin, and let me show you. Sometimes they're a little more red than others. I will segment this one too. I will remove the unwanted part quickly here. And the beautiful thing about using different varieties is that you do get antioxidants that are different, and phytochemicals, all these good parts of the plant. You get a variety of them, because if the color is different, well, you get different chemicals too. So here, quickly doing a little. And like I said, you do not have to remove all this part. You could just simply cut the orange. And don't forget, when you're left with the last part, squeeze the juice in there so that you don't lose any of your fruits. You can use the whole thing. Let me just get rid of the scraps here. I'm going to keep on with the grapefruits. Grapefruit is also a citrus full of C vitamins. If you take different medication, for some people, it might not be a good idea to eat grapefruit. It does interact with some medicines, so this is not medical advice, but if you take anything, always check first if it will react with grapefruit. That's just one of the few foods that you can be a little more careful. However, they are so juicy and they make a beautiful addition to your salads. I will just put them in the same bowl with my variety of oranges, and I follow the line. The membranes stay behind and the pulp and the flesh comes out. Gorgeous pink. If you get seeds in there, don't worry, you can just pick them out after, and they'll be all right. But you do want to pick them out. It's probably not a great addition to any salad. Just like with my orange, I give it a good squeeze. And that's it for my citrus topper. That's ready. I will clean up a little bit and come right back for the base of my salad. I'm back to make that salad base. I got some greens from the garden. I have little plastic covers, and in the winter, believe it or not, this will grow. So that's kale and some curly lettuce. But I didn't have much. That's not enough for a salad, at least not in my house. I did have store-bought lettuce, and the winter selection is really cool right now. There's this little endive looking lettuce, as well as baby Swiss chard, so that adds variety too, and a little more bulk to make it big enough. And as we remember, I'm still having my romaine lettuce drying, and it did a good job. The water is gone, and I'm left with this relatively dry head of lettuce, like you can tell. I'm going to use a large salad bowl that my brother-in-law makes. Really talented. Thank you, Jeff. So I'm going to use this one. It's the perfect size and it's beautiful. Don't be afraid to choose nice bowls for your salad. It seems like a detail, but it makes it so much more fun and it adds to the variety. So here I'm going to start cutting. Bring you a little closer to me so that you can see what I'm doing, and you can do it too. Make sure you watch your fingers and just lay that in the bowl, just like so. Not very complicated. As far as these box lettuce, I know they're ready to go. You don't have to wash them or cut them, but I like to cut them. I find out that my family eats a lot more salad when they're chopped up small. They don't even realize it. They are just eating more of it because it's smaller. And it's easier to chew. It's more nutritious. So make sure that if you have picky eaters or kids or just for yourself to eat more of it, it's a lot easier to have bite size that are chopped up. So let's go ahead and do that. Another beautiful bowl. You're going to be surprised how much smaller it looks, the same amount. Yet it's shrinking. And it's a lot less intimidating. There you have it. See how much it shrunk? I'm going to finish with my kale. I like to strip it. Those stems can be chewy, sometimes bitter, so you don't need them in there. I'll go ahead, mix it with my lettuce. Just make like a little burrito with them, and watch your fingers always. Now you got that cruciferous vegetable in your salad. As Dr. Furman liked to say, eat a big variety. So we have lettuce, cruciferous. We're going to add onions, as we always do. We have these red onions. Really strong cancer fighting in there. If they are chopped small, same thing, it's better. If you have a big chunk of onions, that might stop your kids dead in their tracks. And if they're very small, they hardly see them. They'll just gobble it up. Now for a finishing touch, I made an extra orange. Let me just adjust this here. I made an extra orange, and I did want to show you, if you decide not to segment it, it's also very cute. You can just do that. It depends on the orange. So when they're not very stringy, oftentimes I will not go to the trouble of segmenting them. I will just peel them and slice them. But for special treat, you definitely can go ahead and do the segments. Lay them on your salad, or just dump them on it if you're in a hurry. I will show you the finished product. Now for the dressing, I haven't decided yet, but this goes well with so many things that you can not go wrong. I would probably stay with the fruity theme. And I got all this nice fruit juice. I'm thinking I might make a grapefruit and orange dressing. I will let you know after I show you this. There you have it. Very simple, but absolutely gorgeous. As far as our nuts and seeds for the G-bombs, green beans, onions, mushroom. I'm not going to put any mushroom in that today. Berries and seeds. Well, I'm going to do the seeds right now. This will help you absorb a lot more of the nutrition that is in the salad. Oopsie. Okay, perfect. So, I always add a fat, and the fat will help those fat-soluble vitamin being absorbed by your body. So without any kind of source of fat in your meal, you will be left not absorbing hardly anything. So chewing and adding a fat are two essential parts of making a Nutritarian salad. I've decided I'm going to make a berry dressing because I didn't have berries on the salad yet. So I'm going to go ahead and just put in my Vitamix walnuts that I keep in the freezer so they stay fresh always. I'm going to use the juice of the oranges and grapefruits I just used, as well as some blueberries. And I'll be right back. I'll let you know how that turns out. I just finished making the dressing. I will admit it would have been easier if I had let the blueberry defrost before making the dressing. I use my Vitamix, so it makes every job easy anyways. However, I did add, apple cider vinegar, some of that cherry pomegranate juice, just a dash. I added as well a splash of water to adjust the consistency. And that's what it looks like. So you have it, a handful of walnut, some blueberries, pomegranate juice, apple cider vinegar. What else did I put in there? Oh, and the juice from our oranges and grapefruits, of course. So that worked out beautifully, and it will really work well with this winter salad. If I was ready to eat it, I would pour it all over generously. However, I have to wait. So until next time, eat your greens, play with your food, and keep eating your salad. I'll see you at one salad a day.